Hi, I'm Divine Harmony with the Cosmic Insight for the week of Monday, July 7th through Sunday, July 13th. On Monday, Venus in Gemini squares Chiron in Pisces. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty, and Chiron is the wounded healer, and so Venus-Chiron can bring opportunities for us to look at our wounds and pain around self-worth, relationships, values, and what means the most to us. We have opportunities to do deep healing work in relationships with Venus-Chiron, but we also can experience the activation of all our old wounds and pain that we've repressed and stuffed, particularly considering Venus is in Gemini, a sign that likes to keep things light and on the surface, whereas Chiron is in Pisces, and he takes us down and into the depths of things. So the start of the week is an opportunity for us to go deep and look at what we need to look at. And we need to be aware of where we're just staying on the surface and avoiding what's down below. On Tuesday, the Sun squares Uranus and trines Saturn, and then the next day, the Sun trines Chiron. The Sun is in watery, emotional, intuitive Cancer, and Sun-Uranus can be a little volatile and kind of shaky. Sun in Cancer likes familiarity, safety, and security, and Uranus likes freedom, change, chaos, and sudden shifts. So Sun-Uranus is an opportunity for sudden shift and sudden illumination, but it can also be a time when things are topsy-turvy and turning upside down, and we're just trying to figure out how to go with the flow. Luckily, the Sun is trine Saturn, and Saturn can help ground us, anchor us, and help us to see why things are changing and what we need to do about them. The next day, when the Sun trines Chiron, we have opportunities to see what healing is happening as a result of the changes and our ability to master them. With all of this very beautiful watery energy, emotions and feelings and the deeper soulful aspects of life are supported right now, and so going into them and honoring them is definitely recommended. On Saturday, we have a full moon in Capricorn, bringing us to the midpoint of the current lunar cycle we are in. Full moons bring things to light, climax, or fruition, and the full moon in Capricorn is all about the structures in our lives that we find enduring or the things that we keep on doing out of obligation or expectation, and the full moon is bringing to light where perhaps some of these things need to be let go of. This full moon is very activated. It aspects all of the planets with the exception of Mercury, so it aspects Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. The only harmonious aspect is the sextile to Saturn, which is the ruler of this lunation, and the support of Saturn sextile the full moon is wonderful because it can help anchor and ground all the intense, perhaps volatile emotional energy. But all the other intense aspects are definitely bringing things up. Essentially where Capricorn likes to be in control and have it all, figured out, this full moon is kind of bringing up stuff that is out of control and is not figured out, and it's all about navigating it and figuring out what's being brought to light. The full moon is also square the nodes, which can bring us to pivotal points of choice between our growth and evolution in the future and our past and our karmic patterns that we keep playing out. And last but not least, in the full moon chart, Saturn is intense aspect to Uranus. Saturn is grounding and the old and the past, and Uranus is change and the new and what's coming in. And when these two are intense aspect, it's like the past is pitted against the future. And one part of us being pulled into the past while the other part of us is trying to move into the future. And then we're right smack in the middle, feeling the tension between these two extremes. That's what this full moon is about. It's about letting us know where that middle point is. Where do we need to let go of something, and where do we need to embrace something that's coming in? And being aware of what that is and then being proactive about that is one of the best uses of this full moon energy. Also on Saturday, Mercury moves back into Cancer. Mercury was in Cancer, stationed retrograde, and then backtracked into Gemini, and now Mercury is direct again and is moving back into Cancer. Mercury is the mind and the intellect, and Cancer is a very emotional, intuitive, sensitive sign. So Mercury in Cancer is a wonderful time for communicating about our emotions and our feelings and sharing them with others. We just need to watch out for being overly emotional and confusing thinking with feeling. Mercury in Cancer tends to think that what it feels is what it thinks, and therein lies some confusion. Sunday ends with some powerful astrology. Venus trines Mars, and then Venus trines the North Node, and Mars aligns with the North Node. So we have this beautiful alignment of Mars conjunct North Node, trine Venus. Venus and Mars are the divine lovers. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. Mars is the warrior, will and drive. And when they're aligned, we are really able to create things, take action. It's a very romantic, expansive energy. And in air signs, it's wonderful for communication, sharing of information, writing, teaching, speaking, and collaborating with others. With Mars in the North Node, this is a pivotal point, actually. Mars is the will, the warrior, and the drive, and when he aligns with the North Node, major new avenues can open up for us, and it's all about taking action and initiative to move forward onto these new paths that are presenting themselves. What's interesting about this aspect is that Mars rules the South Node. The South Node is in Aries, the sign of Mars, and currently Mars is in Libra on the North Node. And so there's something of an energy right now about understanding how we assert ourselves and where we need to step back, and instead of assert what we want and need, we learn to collaborate, compromise, and work more efficiently with others. So there's this balance right now that needs to be struck between acting and going for what I want, but doing it so that we're aware of others and how it affects others, not just personally, but even perhaps collectively and globally. Keep that in mind this week. Yours in the stars.